Hello, 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 lovely ones. How you doing? Rosie Glow here. I have just made a video on my YouTube channel, which is actually about the purge before the wave. And I realised when I finished making it that I hadn't talked about the wave. I'd only talked about the purge. Duh. It's a good one. Have a look at it because I know a lot of people have been feeling some very, very challenging emotions over this festive period. We do every festive period because it's one of those impossible scenarios. But if we talk about our higher self and we talk about those of us who are actually on a conscious path, who choose daily to commit to their highest path, to allow their greatest version of themselves to lead the way and to support the pathway that is most optimally aligned with co-creating this greatest version of yourself to reveal itself. This is what I would say is putting yourself on your higher path. Hello, welcome anybody who's watching. And so what happens then when you set an intention is life reorganizes itself in order to help align with that intention. And what we do, which causes us tremendous suffering, is we fight that. We say, okay, I want to live the greatest version of me, but then we say that a particular partner moves out of our lives or a particular group of friends start distancing themselves from us, and we start trying to hold on to the familiar because we don't want it to go away unless we've made the choice to make it go away. However, we have already made the choice to make it go away because we've asked to align with the greatest version of ourselves or our divine design timeline. And I talk about this a lot because for me, I say my I am statements every day. I commit to a group of statements that for me I want to actualize in my physical reality. And so I set a vibration that I align with and then look at what's coming up for me. So one of the things that's come up the most has been about accountability. And one of the things that came up with my coach was that I wasn't being accountable towards my results, as in I wasn't owning the results I was getting with the people I was working with. I was putting it down to this or putting it down to that and not owning my own magic. And this is something we all do. You know, we tend to either hide behind other people's methods or hide behind other people's successes, or dare I say it, we compare ourselves to others and try and make ourselves like those others. Here's the beauty of this. You don't need to be like anyone else. You just need to be you in your truth. And discovering what that truth is the journey we are all on. So when we bump up against someone else's truth, that's when we start to see deeper truth revealed, because we have our personal truth, we have collective truth, and we have absolute truth. So I talked a little bit more about that on the other video, but the point of this one is really, if you are committing to a higher path, keep meeting your resistance with love. So if things start to move away from your life, you know, things are going to move away to make space for other people, other scenarios to come in. So notice how the moving away makes you feel. Notice the tendency to want to move towards the familiar, even if you don't really want it, but you're just scared of the absence of it. Trust is such a key theme here. Trusting yourself. If you do set the intention, I'm cautious about this trusting your heart business, because you can align with your higher heart or you can align with your wounded heart, okay? So be a little bit more intentional, be a little bit more specific with what you are intending to align with. If it is your highest good, if it is your divine design, you can't really go wrong with that, because you're not trying to control a specific outcome other than trying well, trying is the wrong word, I don't like it, opening to being the best version of yourself. And that means the most whole, the most complete, the most unified. That means instead of trying to suppress the shadow, instead of trying to people please to get approval, instead of trying to hold on to validation from others, when we let all of this go and we just open to being in the truth of our hearts, but also resonating with utilizing what we have learnt, okay, and the challenges we have challenged, our conditioning, for example, if we have challenged it, is to always question things and to move into a state of, okay, this is my truth, this is what's being presented to me, and what is the ultimate here? What do I want to resolve here? What do I want to get to here? What is this about? Is it about me powering myself up so I feel bigger and more powerful, or does this mean actually seeking the most unified healing for everybody? Because there's me win, you lose, which is the old way. The 80s were classified by that, not classified, sorry. The 80s were classic of that, in the sense that it was all about me, me, me. And we're realizing now that it's cooperation that saves the day. So moving out of I win, you lose, or you win and I lose, into looking for win-win scenarios means how can this benefit me and how can this benefit you? Okay, so you could also say that's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. But then we open up to an even greater truth than that, which is how can this benefit me, how can it benefit you, and how can it benefit the collective, the whole, the highest good. So that's the win-win-win. When you seek to align with that in any situation of conflict in your life, you will be given the insight you need to, and you will also be shown where you're blocking your own flow. This is what those we love show us. This is what circumstances in life show us. So it's okay when something gets revealed, okay? You didn't put it inside of you. It's just there being revealed, so own it, okay? Just as it's uncomfortable sometimes to witness another's truth, it can be uncomfortable to witness our own. But as we move out of denial, as we move out of the unconscious into the conscious, we move through these little breakthrough points that are uncomfortable but reveal to us that even in us accepting our shadow, even in us allowing ownership of a part of us that's difficult to own, we are still loved and we are still lovable. And that is the message. That is the Christ consciousness. That is the message of compassion for this time of year, is allow yourself to get on the path you want and allow the resistance to come up and meet it with love. Because if you don't, if you say you want one thing but your actions keep leading you somewhere else, then you're going to keep recreating situations of struggle, and they're a perpetuating struggle. It feels the same again and again. You don't move through. You're looking for a point where you can be different within the circumstances that might not have changed, but you are different within them. And through you being able to hold that, this is a part of your evolution, to really hold that new frequency, even if the things around don't look different, that's what then allows the next step, which is that things start to shift outside of you. So first you shift inside, then you shift inside and you stay shifting inside while the things around you look the same. And then by virtue of staying committed to that truth, the deepest truth you can connect to in any one time, and holding true to that, even if everything around you is seeking to destabilize you and to pull you into old patterns, you will then find that things around change. People just change. The way they respond to you changes. So enjoy the whole experience of that rather than just seeking to be at the end result where everything's just perfect and you haven't gone through the process. People are a lot more forgiving of us than we are of ourselves. And so if we can practice the compassion that is necessary for real peace on earth to occur for ourselves through the way that we love other people and through them loving us, then we can really start to love ourselves that way as well if we find it difficult initially. We're all learning through the inner mirror and through the external one. So just be cool with it, open to it. There's something beautiful in the idea that the lotus actually grows out of the mud. So open, surrender, soften. I love you loads. Have a beautiful evening. Let me know how you're getting on. And if you want to be heard, hear yourself. Bye-bye. Oh, forgot. Yeah, New Moon Meditation will be next week. I think it's on the 6th. And breakthrough calls and co-creation success. If you're interested, follow the links. I'll share them in a moment. Lots of love. Bye-bye.